There are various charts you can choose from, and each of them have their best uses.
For example, you may want to use a line chart if you want to see how things look over time and you want trends to become clear and see how something's changing over time. Alternatively, you might want to use a column chart if you want to kind of see differences or compare the numbers and see the difference between them. Another useful one is a pie chart when you want to see proportions. I'm not sure how it will look with this data, but let's take a look. Splitting up our revenue, the proportions into each month, for example.
There are also multiple versions of each type of chart. So you might have a pie chart or the 3D pie chart or the donut chart, which provides a gap in the middle.
For example, when you want to insert a line chart, you may elect to use a normal one, the one that we just looked at, or you could use something like an area chart, which makes it a little bit more obvious what's happening and it fills in that area under the chart. Similarly, you could use if you wanted to insert a pie chart for costs throughout the year, use a 2D one, use a 3D one, or one that I prefer, the donut chart. And you can format this later to kind of make this gap in the middle smaller. And there's also variations of things like your typical column chart. There's our standard column chart, or there's our stacked column, which is useful so you can kind of see one on top of the other. Let's say if it was a breakdown of total costs or things like that. And another useful one here, let's just make some breathing room. If you have long row titles, you can use, instead of using a column chart and trying to fit all of that information on the bottom, you can use a bar chart, which gives you plenty of room here on the side, so you can expand that out if you have really long row titles.